Hey guys, Coach Liz here. All right, last week we talked about dealing with addictive foods. I think we all have maybe those trigger foods that are hard for us to eat only in moderation, and that's normal. But today I thought I would give you a few questions to ask yourself when this happens to help you make it a positive experience instead of a negative experience. In Element 5 in your life book on page 136, Dr. Anderson goes through 5 questions to ask yourself when you make a choice that doesn't move you forward. And he talks about how when we ask ourselves these questions, it can actually be a learning experience. It can help us on our journey to help us the next time this happens because these things are going to happen. You might be emotional and your brain tells you to eat something, or your hormones are off, or you're tired. It happens to us all. So if we can learn from it and become stronger and smarter, more conscious, then it can become a learning experience and something that will help us in the future. So, next time you find yourself eating off your program or moving backwards in your goals, a couple things I like to remind you to do is think of your choices like your car in a grocery store shopping or a parking lot. Let's say that you run into a cart and you scratch your car. Oops, are you going to go look for more carts to run into and a pole to smash into? Are you going to keep damaging your car because of that one choice? Or are you going to stop and think, oh, what did I do? How am I going to avoid that? And you're going to be more careful next time. That is how we learn. So, in Element 5, he talks about asking yourself these 5 questions when maybe we are feeling emotional and we fall into emotional eating, or we don't eat as we planned on, we're moving backwards. The most important things is that we don't keep moving backward. We stop and we learn from it, and then we move forward. We don't have to self-sabotage and keep making those choices until we're 10 steps backwards instead of 1 step. That is the biggest thing is learning to recognize when you make a choice that doesn't serve you, ask yourself these questions, and then the next choice be moving forward. So these are the questions that he asks. Number 1 is ask, what is happening? So ask yourself, what happened? Why did I do that? And pinpoint it. Was I emotional? Was I tired? Was I hungry? What caused that? And then what did I want to have happen? How did I want to show up as the best version of me? How do I wish I showed up? What choices do I wish that I did or that I made? All right, what is missing? And so ask yourself, okay, what next time this happens, what am I going to do different next time? Next time I'm feeling emotional or tired, what can I do instead of binging or instead of eating these foods that are taking me steps backwards in my goal? So ask yourself, what would actually help in this situation? So, for example, maybe you went to a party and they had cake and pizza, and you went and you planned on eating good, but then you realized you were hungry and you were a little bit stressed from work that week, and you just ended up eating everything. And so ask yourself, what happened? I ate everything. I ate all the pizza and the cake and the ice cream and everything. Okay, what did I want to have happen? I wanted to show up being mindful of my goals, feeling good, eating before I went, making it about the people and not the food, and leaving really feeling like empowered and in control. Okay, what's missing? Okay, so I did notice that I went hungry. I didn't eat before I went. I was very stressed from work, so I didn't de-stress before I went. And I was focusing on the food and not actually the people and talking with people and participating in games and things. Okay, what's next? What am I going to do different next time? So next time I go to a party, I'm going to be more aware. I'm going to eat something healthy before I go. Maybe I'll take a healthy snack with me. And if I do make a choice to eat something there, I'm going to be mindful of it. I'm only going to eat the things that I really enjoy eating. And I'm going to just take a few small bites and really savor them and have my water with me and then go participate in some fun activities. So having a plan before you go, and then when things don't go the way that you plan, it's okay. Give yourself grace. Know that eating a piece of pizza off plan is not going to make you gain a pound. Your body's retaining water if it's not used to eating that types of food. And so a lot of that weight that you gained overnight. You didn't gain a pound or two overnight from a piece of pizza. A lot of it was just water weight. So if you just get back on track and keep moving forward and you learn from the experience and what happened and have a plan on how to show up different next time, then that experience was actually a win. It was a victory because you learned something about yourself and you moved forward in your long-term goal. So I wanted to just go over these questions so that next time this happens, we all have these things happen, that instead of self-sabotaging and beating yourself up over it and continuing to move backwards in your goals, that you can stop, take a few deep breaths, and ask yourself these questions. So give it a try and know that these experiences that we go through is for our good. It helps us to become stronger and more mindful, and that is really where the power lies and how we can become the dominant force in our own lives. All right, have a great week.